So, Suman, we will start with the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Then I will ask you a question about the Angular over there. Okay.
Yeah,
Great.
sure.
So, yeah, tell me about like in HTML, we have the basic tag and element in HTML.
Sorry.
In HTML, we have the basic tag and element, right? Tag and element in HTML.
Okay, you're asking like tags and elements in HTML.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so I mean HTML tags and elements like we have inline element like let's say for span and those things we have like div we have and apart from that we have in HTML5 they have introduced nav or video audio or we have like header articles so those things we have basically so
Those are element or tag.
yeah those are elements I think so.
And then what is the tag?
So I think those are basically tags I think because the syntax basically tags. I think element is related to CSS element or I'm not sure
No.
about specifically in HTML. So
Okay, okay. So yeah, we have two kind of element. One is the inline element and block element, right?
yeah, yeah.
What is the difference between both of them, inline element and block element?
So inline element basically, for example, span is the inline element. It will take the only width of that particular content, particular text and all. And for a block, like it will take the full width for that particular content container. So basically, for example, we can say div. If we write anything on a div, it will take the full width for those things.
Okay, okay. So it's related to the width, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So give me like we have a div.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In a div we have a two span. One span is containing hello, another is containing world.
Okay.
Okay. And that div have a display property flex.
Okay.
So they span will come into the same line or they will come into the different line.
So display property flex. If we provide, if I mean, do you have any direction? Did we provide any direction like?
No, we not provided
Then
any
it will
direction
be
till
like
now.
I think it will be like a different line. I think as it's a flex and we are using span. I think it will
Yeah, yeah.
the different line.
Yeah, there is an option to provide the direction, but we are not providing any direction.
Yeah, so it's a different line. It will I mean print it.
Okay, it will print in. But why it will print in the different line? Because span are the inline element. We are giving the display flex to the parent. Why they are coming into the different line?
I think until and unless we are, I mean, it will take by default as a flex direction column. I think until and unless we are providing this as a row, so I think it will be behave like a column. So
Yeah, it will take behave like column, but our content is the like inline. We don't have the block content, right?
okay,
Content is the inline elements. They are not the block elements, so they will go according to that.
okay, so it will print in like in the same line.
Yeah, you give me answer. Like they are the span is the inline element, right?
Yeah, span is the
They should.
inline element, but it's wrapped with that particular div as a flex, right? I think it will so that's why it will print it a different line. I think.
Okay, okay. Okay, in the CSS we have a position absolute and relative. What is it written?
Absolute and relative.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a different kind of attribute for the it's a value for that position. Basically, if we provide a relative, that means it will be relative to its normal position basically, and absolute means it will be relative to its nearest ancestor. So
Ancestor should have any special property or it will be like only the ancestor.
yeah, it will be I mean in ancestor it should be I think it should be like a position as a relative we can give. And if we provide a child as a absolute and we need to provide that like top or bottom so those things we need to provide so
Okay. Okay. Can you explain me the CSS box model? What is the box model in CSS?
So box model in CSS is the basic layer, we can say. It's the abstract layer in CSS. Like first it will contain, it will have a content. Then after that it will having a padding. Then after that we will have a border. Then it will be having margin. So those all the things makes a box model in CSS.
Okay. Okay. What is the pseudo element and pseudo classes in CSS?
Pseudo element and classes, you can say it's a special state for a CSS element. Basically, we have pseudo classes like we have like active or focus. So it will be specified with that colon, and like it will be represent as a special state for that particular element. And and for at I mean we have like before and after those things also we have. It will be basically a special state for that particular element.
Yeah, those are pseudo classes. What is the pseudo elements?
Yeah, element is like before and after. I think it will be like I mean it will be a classes and before I mean before and after. I think it will be a element, and classes will be like active, focus. So those things are elements.
Okay. So what is their role? Like, what is the difference between them? What pseudo classes do and what pseudo elements do?
So pseudo element is basically it will I think if we provide like before and after, it will be state for that particular element. How it will be behave. I mean before that particular element is appearing, how it will be. We can add some customized CSS and all based on that. I think.
Yeah, and classes is also kind of the state, right? Both are similar.
Both the
There
syllabus
may be
syntax
why
I think
they
are
need the
different.
two things. Yeah, both are if they both are same things, then why they need the two different names? They can use into the single one. Why they are given to the two names to them?
That exact, I mean, I'm not sure about that, but I think that before and after is something like if we want to add any customize, I mean, CSS and all, like if the element is, I mean, appearing or after and before, if you want to add any CSS, we can add it, I think.
Okay. Hmm. Okay. Let's move to the JavaScript. Okay.
Okay.
Can you tell me what is hosting in JavaScript?
So hosting in JavaScript, basically in JavaScript there is a two phase. First is the memory creation and second execution of that particular code and all. So thread of execution we can say. So in each and every JavaScript file, it will first to allocate the memory to the variable or function. For a variable, it will be stored as an undefined value, and function it will be stored as a full body for that particular function. It will store in the memory. So that's why it doesn't matter where we are declaring that particular variable. It always it will be there in that particular memory. Or always it will be we can access it. It doesn't matter where we are declaring it, we can access before itself. So like where we have late cons or those things also.
Okay. Can you share your screen, please?
Yeah, are you able to see my
Open the.
screen? Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah, I can see. Okay, I'm sending you one code snippet. Can you tell me the output of this?
So we have like add function where add console log add. So I think add it won't I think it will give a error, I think. Because at will have like we will have at as a variable, right? And the same syntax like at we can't have a function as at.
Okay, if I'm saying it's not error, then what will be the output?
Okay. So if it is not like first we have a function, right? And it's already pasted there into that particular function body will be there, and then we have a variable. It's also pasted. So so I think it will be function. It's all. I think it will be print undefined only because variable. I think it will be first value will be there undefined.
Okay.
Because function I
Okay,
think it's not stored, like it's not wasted properly, I think.
can you get the output of this?
Where x we have and function foo we have console log x where x. Okay, console log x. Okay, so each and every function it will create a new execution context. So inside like function whatever foo we have, right? So we have
Mm-hmm.
a where, so that x will be undefined because that is not yet initialized, right? So that will be undefined, and outside of that particular function x, it will print like 20.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's correct. Okay, I'm sending another code snippet. Can you guess the sequence of output here?
So we have like start, set timeout. Okay, 0, set timeout 0. We have promise result. Then okay, conclusion. Okay. Okay, so it will be like first it will be start, it will print, then it will come to the end, and for the timer it will be stored as a in a callback queue, and for promises it will be there in a micro task queue. So it will be like sequence. Shall I write it like start?
Yeah, you
Then
can
it
tell
will
me.
go to that promise. Then like start. After that it will print the end. Then it will go to the promise because promise will having higher priority than timer. Then timeout.
Okay. 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 Good. So yeah, I'm sending over code snippet as well. Can you guess the output of this? What will be the output
So
in
let
the console?
person we have, and greet we have arrow function, and hello the function this dot name, this dot name, this dot h, greet we column. Okay, I think we have this arrow function, right? I think it won't take basically it won't it won't point to this particular owner object like person name or age, because arrow function do not have the this context, so it will be still
Mhm.
searching for that particular parent name and age, but we do not have, I think, so it will be undefined, like age and name will be undefined, I think.
Okay, how you can fix this?
So either we can we can convert this arrow function to, I think, a normal function. It might work, I think.
Any other option about that?
And we can
Like
pass
you
the
cannot change the person
argument.
object.
We can pass the
No, you
particular.
cannot change the person object.
Okay,
You cannot change the person object. You can change the way of calling person in that greet function.
way of calling that particular function. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can wrap this with another with another function. We can wrap it. I think after that it will be point to that particular name and age.
Yeah, please do it. You can open any JavaScript compiler, paste it there, and do this.
So we can, we can say, I think we can wrap it. So regular function can't we do
No, you cannot update the person object.
okay,
Apart that, you can change the way of calling only.
okay, like way of calling means bind those things we need to apply bind, or because if we bind that owner object, I'm thinking
You can try whatever yeah, you can try like you are telling me. You can wrap into the function. You can use the code like bind and these things. Whatever you want to do, you can try.
okay, I think we can have this person object or like our person object, we can have this name. Mm, Okay. That that bind this with person. That's a bind. Okay. Closure like
How you will apply the closure there?
mm, we can write one function here. I think then we can call it, or we need to modify this one like
No, we cannot update, modify the
and any
person object. That is
argument
the
missing something. I think.
you can
Uh,
Google if you want to Google the syntax. You can Google for
I think
like
here. I think we need to store it some like uh, great measure and okay, maybe this one like this one. Okay.
okay. No worry, we can escape this. No worry, we can escape.
Okay.
Okay,
But
I have a
usually, I
one
mean,
more problem.
okay.
Okay, in this function, like I okay, no worry, it is taking time. Yeah, I want to freeze the property age. Okay, like I don't want to allow user to change the age. User can update the name,
Hmm.
but I want to freeze the property age here. How you will do this?
And to praise the property for age, like to modifying it.
It will not update. Yeah.
Okay. So that we can do, I think. I think we have some of the way to restrict the mutability, like some like seal, freeze, or those things we want, like for the particular object, or only age property want.
Yeah, please copy this object. Okay. Yeah, yeah, you can delete the whole this object. Yeah. Just change that C to small. Yeah, C to small const. C will be in the yeah. So I want to destructure this object with the nested property. How you can destructure the nested property of object?
Destructuring the object, like we have a triple dot we can use to destructuring the.
Yeah, can you do this, please? I
Uh,
want the name, address, and street in a like each in like destructured way in a single line.
okay, is this object correct? Like name, address itself a different object, like inner object, or it's just like
Okay,
typo?
just yeah, you can consider name and street. I want destructure name and street. How you will do this?
Okay.
No, street is under the name. Sorry,
Uh,
under the address.
uh,
Control Z, control Z. Yes, it's correct.
okay.
I
So
just want to the
okay.
name and street because address is like only the object. So yeah, you can consider name and street is the I need in restructured way.
Okay.
It's a nested destructuring.
Yeah. So next to this structure, like we can use like next to this structure and from name and address. So basically, we need to specify that particular name, like we want to destructuring something like name and address, and if you specify like user and console.log name. Okay.
It again at line
Yeah,
number
yeah,
2 and 4.
yes, yes, yes.
2 and 4 also remove them and add them again.
Yeah, so something like this we can do. So
Yes.
and address
Name is
also.
done. Street also you have to do.
Okay. Address also if you can just write like address. I can street and everything. So now I'm getting some error. So
Okay,
but
okay.
then
What is
this
the shallow
one.
copy and deep copy? Can you tell me?
Yeah, so shallow copy means if it is like it will be a copy along with that value and like reference mainly it will be point to the same reference. Just it will be copying the passing that particular reference, and deep copy is something like it will be copy only that value. So, uh, but here I'm
Okay.
thinking like is this syntax wrong or approach is wrong? Like
No, syntax is wrong.
okay,
Okay. I send you another question in the chat. Can you open?
yeah.
Can you copy this and paste into the compiler?
So we have like user one
I
and
think you
we'll
need to
just
change all the single quote to double quote.
okay.
Line number 2, 7, 9, and 13, 14.
Yeah, like we are at
Is it
spread
a, yeah,
operator.
first
Uh,
question is that is it a deep copy or shallow copy?
So if we use the spread operator, it will do deep copy that upper level. But if you have an inner object, for example, for address, it is the inner object, right? So it will do the shallow copy for those inner object or inner array.
Okay, how you can resolve overcome this problem?
So to resolve this problem, we have I think the structure clone we can use, or we can use like JSON. We can convert it to JSON like JSON dot stringify, and then again we can parse it back.
Another apart the JSON, what is the other way?
Like we have like structure clone, so that also we can use.
Okay, can you do this structure clone?
Structure clone, I think the syntax for it, I think uh, structure clone. I'm not sure whether it will like, but the syntax I need to check. Uh,
Yeah, you can check the syntax, please.
like structure clone JS. So we have this structure clone. Yeah, so it, like if we do the structure clone, it will do the deep copy like those things, inner object as well.
Can you zoom open this console window bigger?
So like here, like we have this city, and we are changing this name.
City is not printing, no? Here, can you open this?
Uh, it's not opening here. We need to print city separately. Uh,
Yeah, please.
we need to print like if we print the address, it will like I think print this. But
Okay,
city we are
if
not
we
changing, right? We are only changing the state, right?
yeah, yeah.
So
So yeah,
state
one
if you
question
see,
here. Like
yeah.
if you have to implement your own structured clone,
Mm-hmm.
can you do this?
On structure clone.
Yes, your own structure clone.
So it's a global function like structure clone, and you want to modify this
It's
structure
available.
clone.
Yeah. No, no, it's available in JavaScript, but I want your own. Like you will write the whole functionality of a structured clone, how it's working.
Okay, I need to implement it. Okay, so
Yes.
okay,
You can create a function my structure clone and
mm-hmm.
do that same work over there. And yeah,
Okay, okay. Okay. So it will be something like this. So what we are
mm-hmm.
checking, if it is not equals to object, then we are returning it, and if it is
Mm-hmm.
array, then we are looping it like map I have used, and each time we are invoking this recursive function for that particular array element, and again we are using a for loop for the object, and we're just checking like if I mean based on that object we are looping again, and again we are invoking this function recursively. We're copying it.
Can you use this? Will it work?
I think so. Let's look on. So state is we are changing state. Yeah, it's working.
Can you yeah run this again?
Yeah,
Mm.
state is not changing.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah. So in Angular,
Mm-hmm.
okay, have you worked on any state management library in Angular?
Yeah, I have worked on like Akita state management library.
Okay, why? What is the use of state management library in Angular?
So library like those libraries
You can
very is
you can
yeah.
stop sharing your screen.
Okay, so those libraries like very useful if you want to see how data is traveling, how data is traveling all over the application. Basically, if you want to track how data is changing, so those things we can track it, and we can see that particular data and also based on the event.
Your voice is breaking.
Hello, hello.
Yeah,
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 I'm saying that
yes.
we use the state management library. Basically, if you want to see the data, like how it's traveling all over the application, or if you want to check that particular data for that, or how it's changing, we can see each and every state. We can check that particular data value and also.
Okay, okay. What is the ng module?
Ng module is the basically you can say it's a decorator. It will specify that this type of decorator we use to specify whether it's a module or not in Angular. So we can use ng module.
Okay, okay, okay. So when in Angular, when we define a component, right?
Hmm.
That time we define a annotation component, right? What is the use of that annotation? What Angular do with that annotation?
So Angular is basically in a component we need to specify that particular at the rate of component decorator. Basically decorator we need to specify because it is a metadata we can say. Angular knows that this is the component and the type of like class it's only for the component. It will understand that and it will compile the code. So and for a component we have like selector or we have like styles URLs we need to specify and template URL we need to
Okay.
specify.
Okay. If like I don't want to define that component, is
Mm-hmm.
there any other way like I can tell the application this is my component, this is my selector, and this is my template URL over there apart like
I
this indentation?
I think so. We can, we can declare that. I think we have a way like dynamically create that component and all. So that time I think it's not necessarily to specify that particular component. So I think we can do that.
Okay. Okay. What is the promises and the observable in Angular?
So promises and observables in Angular, it's both to handling asynchronous tasks in Angular or JavaScript. We can say as JavaScript is a synchronous single-threaded language. We use these promises or observables or subject to handle asynchronous things. So like promises is something like it will handle only single data over the time. For example, let's say fetching the request or something like that, get request. So those time we can use the promises. We are expecting like it's a single data over the time. And observables we can say it's a stream of data like if a data point is
Okay.
over the time it will be multiple data we can expect and it will emit like observer like we have a next error or complete those observer it will emit. So and we can say
Okay.
like
What is the agger and lazy loading?
so yeah, so eager loading is something like that. If it's by default loading, we can say initial load only. It will be loaded. All the module will be loaded, and it will be called the initial load. It will be increase the initial load time, and if you want to achieve the help of Angular router, we can achieve the lazy loading basically. And if we achieve basically on demand, we will load a module. For example, if we have a login page, and after that login we will go to the dashboard. So initial load we don't require the dashboard, right? So after the login only we can load dynamically the dashboard page. So with the help of Angular router we can achieve dynamically we can load that particular module.
Okay. What is the injectable?
Injectable is again it's a decorator basically to specify that whether it's a service or not, and we'll have like provide in feature within that injectable, and basically if it's a root or any platform, so those things we can provide to that particular service whether it's injectable in a app level or it will be like specific to the particular module or specific to the particular platform or not. So those things we can basically.
Okay. Okay. Have you used the RxJS?
Yeah.
Okay. How it works in Angular?
So RxJS we can use basically we have some operators and also those inbuilt library we can use it like for example like map filter or fog join those things like we have operators we can use it and we can for a different requirement we can use those operators and all.
Okay. If you have to make your application like multi-language, like internationalization, how you can achieve it in Angular
Yeah, we have a library like I18N so that we can use and to achieve that multi-level like internationalization. So
without I18 and any
so
other way
without
on Angular
IATN,
framework?
when yeah, so in Angular framework also, I think they have a default service. I think language service or something like that. Or else, what we can do, we can just store all the language specific files and all in a DB or in a file also in Angular folder. We can store it, and that object we can, initially we can load that particular object, and we can point to the particular object. I mean, based on the language. So.
Yeah, but why you chosen I18 over the Angular service? Angular service have its own like that multi-language support. Why you chosen the I18?
So I think I18 having a like it's a optimized way. I think I'm not sure. I think they have their optimized way. Like if we have a large number of data in a like in a that needs to be supported in language. So I think it will be having more beneficial for performance and also.
Okay, I have a situation. I have a dashboard page and login page. I
Mm-hmm.
only want allow to user to go to dashboard page after the login is done, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So how you can do this?
After the login done, you want to only navigate to that user page, dashboard page.
Dashboard page, yes. Yeah.
Like, I mean, that redirection we can do now after the
Like
login page.
user cannot go directly to the dashboard. If they go, they will come back to the login page. How you
Mm-hmm.
can do this?
Okay, in router like path, so that we can do like I think we have that connective or those things we can use, right? Or guard we have, right? So those things we can use and we can restrict it. So
Okay. Okay. Okay, Suman. I'm done from my side. If you have any question, you can ask me.